What do you think of Akemi and Tomo? Not bad, right?
Not at all. Tomo-senpai seemed a little scary at first, but I realized that he wasn't scary at all once I started talking to him. Akemi-senpai is really cheerful and lively, and they're both really nice.
Akemi wanted to walk home with Sachi and me after school, but her and Tomo's houses are in the opposite direction. As Tomo was dragging her off, she waved at Sachi and yelled, "See you tomorrow." And we started heading home ourselves, taking the same path we always do. You know, if she's bothering you, there's nothing wrong with telling her so.
She certainly has a lot of energy, but I really like being around her. If I could talk to people as easily as she does, I think I'd be really happy.
I'm glad that you like her so much, then. I think you'll get used to their quirks. To be honest, I haven't known them that long myself.
I've never had plans for the weekend, though, aside from our... Anyway, I'm looking forward to going out with everyone.
It's going to be great. Akemi came up with a good plan this time, it seems. But yeah, let loose and have fun.
Okay, I'll try.
Don't try to have fun, just, have fun.
That's not what I mean. It's just, I have a lot to worry about now.
What do you mean?
We're going to be hanging out with other people, so I don't want to look all shabby like this, with my clothes all tattered and stuff, since I'm, your, girlfriend now. I mean, I can't change my face, and I don't have any stylish clothes, but I can at least brush my hair and cover up my wounds.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't hurt.
I think I should take off the bandage on my head, too. Oh, right, senpai?
Yes?
Do you, want to touch my scar? God damn it, we're back here. What do I say? What do I do?
Huh? I didn't think she'd ever bring that up again. No, I'm not really sure what to say.
The one on my forehead, I mean. It doesn't hurt anymore, so it's fine if you want to touch it. Do you?
Last time you let me, it was because you wanted to repay me. Is that what you're doing now?
I am still grateful to you, Mamoru-senpai, and I still want to repay you, but I'm your, girlfriend, so this time is because I want to make you happy, God.
Oh, well, thanks. That does make me happy.
Stop it, man. Stop it, man. I know it's a weird thing to ask. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just forget it.
No, I do want to. The words come out of my mouth before I could stop myself.
Oh, okay.
She sets on it. She seems set on it. I guess I can't get out of this. I know she wants to do something nice for me, but isn't this kind of strange? Not that I don't have any interest in touching her scars, but... Wait, are we doing this here? Aren't we on the way home from school? I guess we are on a street without anyone else around, but...
Oh, this way, senpai.
She takes me by the hand, and leads me into a narrow alleyway between two buildings. Hey,
Okay. Can you take off my bandage, please? What is
going on here? She leans her bag against the nearby wall, and then looks at me expectantly. Moving here hasn't really changed anything. It'll just be a lot stranger if anyone happens upon us. and anyone who walks past this alleyway probably will be able to see us. The space between Sachi and me suddenly seems almost solid, but I force myself to wade through it as she keeps her eye focused on me. Alright, just a sec. I can't help but hesitate a bit, but after a moment I steel myself. I put my own bag down next to Sachi's and face her. Right, I have to take off her bandages first, I guess. I reach my hand towards Sachi's bandages and begin to unfasten them as Sachi tilts her head forward and closes her eye. I'm only taking off her bandages, but she suddenly looks completely vulnerable. I start to feel like I'm about to violate her somehow. Stop talking like this. Oh my god, I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be talking like this, man. I begin to unravel the bandages from her head, looping them around my hand so they won't fall to the ground. As I remove more and more of the wrapping, the gauze beneath it begins to show. Finally, I get the last of it off, and I discard what I've collected on top of our stuff. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wait, is that the scar? Is it this thing right here? This giant-ass looking cut? God damn. Also, hi, Sachi. We're, a little close, a little narrow in here, ain't it? Yeesh. With the bandages off of her head, Sachi opens her eye and looks up at me. I look down to meet her eye as it gleams wetly from the faint light that penetrates the alleyway. Gazing at the upturned eye before me, I suddenly feel like I'm falling into it. The feeling is so intense, and I can't tear myself away from that black pit. Go ahead. This sounds so wrong right now. She shuts her eye again, closing what little distance is left between us. She puts her hand to my chest and leans into me. Her touch takes me by surprise, but after a moment, I put my own hand on her shoulder. ... Oh wait, is that the scar? Or is that shadow? I smooth over her messy hair with my free hand and brush her bangs away from her eye. I feel her shoulder tense as I run my fingers over her hair. She must be as nervous as I am. Yeah, and as I am. Like, yeesh. The scar that was hidden beneath the bandages is on the right side of her head, just below her hairline. Okay, so I'm guessing that this thing is not the scar? That it is indeed these? The outline of the wound has started to turn dark purple like a bruise, but the wound itself, a slanted cut, has all but closed up. The cut isn't actually that big, but the dark outline makes it look worse than it is. I steady my hand over her temple and gently brush my finger over the wound, trying my best not to hurt her. ... As I slide my hand over her face, oh my god, she lets out the breath she'd been holding, and the strength seems to drain out of her. I feel the weight of her slight body press onto my chest as she leans into me more, but I keep my hand steady. I trace the wound, making sure to be even more careful than I was with the one on her hands. The heart of this wound is rough, in contrast to its smoother edges, and my fingers seem to keep coming back to it.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh! Okay. This isn't a scar. This is like her eyebrow. Okay. Alright, that took me way too long to realize. Sachi suddenly seems completely exhausted, and her shoulder shudders beneath my hand. The hand over her wound freezes up. Sachi opens her eye and looks up at me again. I'm okay. And again she seems to lose all of her strength, all but collapsing into my arms. This should be like a sweet moment. This should be like a nice little, aw, it's adorable kind of thing, but I'm touching her scars. I start stroking the wound once more, and after a little while, she begins to shudder whenever my fingers make contact with her skin. She's so cute. I'm just touching her wound, but it's starting to feel like I'm doing much more than that to her. Sachi, huddled in my arms as she is, seems so drained. It's like she doesn't even have enough strength to stand up anymore, and I'm the only thing supporting her. ... Oh, we're done. Oh my god. Okay, we're done. We're finished. Finito. Boy. Thanks, for that. I think I'm satisfied. This man, this guy, he's got to change up his wording, you know? Yeah, right. Really? I don't know what I might have done if we hadn't stopped. What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean you don't know what you would have done if you hadn't stopped? What were you thinking? Huh? What were you thinking about doing? I wanted to stay like that so badly. Her pressed against me with my arms wrapped around her. But I had to end it. Oh, okay. Sachi seems reluctant to separate from me, and she stares up at me longingly. For several moments, neither of us can tear ourselves away from each other's gaze, but I force myself to break away. I gather our bags up off the floor and hand Sachi's over to her. Oh, I just realized she didn't put back on her bandage. Look at that. Yes, it looks a little better. Looks a little nice. Here you go. Oh, thank you. I hope the aunt isn't gonna be like, where the fuck is your head bandage? What happened? We exit the narrow alleyway with Sachi's bandages in tow and start heading home again. Senpai? Yeah? Did you, like it? Oh yeah, I did. Thanks. You can touch it anytime you want, Senpai. Can you stop? Please? Just please? Sure. I feel like I might lose my mind if this sort of thing keeps happening. I can't ask her to let me do that again. ... The two of us walk in silence, unsure of what to say to each other. I keep glancing at Sachi out of the corner of my eye, and eventually I catch her doing the same. When our gazes meet, we both remain silent, but Sachi smiles broadly. I can't help but return the smile.
though I feel really embarrassed and quickly look straight ahead again. This silly incident repeats itself a few times before we finally arrive at Sachi's house. Well, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Just as we're about to go our separate ways, the front door to Sachi's house opens, and we both turn toward it reflexively. Mayumi is standing there in the doorway, not looking at all surprised, and she walks briskly over to us. Welcome home, Sachi. Good afternoon, Mamoru-kun. Hello, Mayumi-san. I stand there, dazed. She spares me a quick glance before turning to Sachi. Sachi, I know you just got home, but I'd like you to do some shopping for me.
Yes. I'll go change my clothes.
No need. I'd prefer if you do it right away. Here's a list with everything I need and some money. Just go to the convenience store. It should only take 10 minutes or so, I think.
Oh, okay. See you tomorrow, senpai.
Sachi, oblivious, takes the note Mayumi handed her and starts off, almost running toward the convenience store. What the hell? What was the point of having her do that? Mayumi didn't really look like she was in a hurry to get whatever it was she sent Sachi for. Come to think of it, why didn't she at least wait until I was gone to send Sachi out?
Because, my friend, she wants to have a talk with us.
I'll be going now. Sachi is gone shopping, so I don't have any reason to be here anyway. I guess I'll head home and... Wait a moment. If you would, Mamoru-kun, I'd like to talk to you.
Is this gonna be a pleasant talk? Huh? Miss Mayumi? Is it gonna be calm? Is it gonna be collected? Is it gonna be cold? I prefer it to be cold.
To me? Well, now I can't leave. What could she possibly want to talk to me about, though?
Yes, to you.
What for?
Yesterday, Sachi came home looking like she had been crying her eye out. I'd like to know why, and I think you might be able to tell me.
Crying?
Sachi didn't tell you? Well, I heard quite a bit from her, you know. There's one thing I'd like to hear from you, though. Are you teasing her with all this? Having fun at her expense?
What? No. I would never do.
Oh, really?
Yes, I swear.
I see. Well, if that's the truth, I'm glad to hear it. But I wonder, do you think you can take care of her?
What? Yes, I do. What do you mean by that?
I assume you know that Sachi and I do not have the best relationship. I think it might be irresponsible of me to ask this of you, but I'd like you to become someone she can rely on.
Does that mean you're not willing to let her rely on you?
No, I was not implying that. It's just that I don't think she is willing to do so any longer.
Sachi is... You're saying that she doesn't want to be around you? That she doesn't trust you?
Yes, that is more or less what she said. It's understandable, however. What do you mean? How is it understandable? Has Sachi told you about her mother, my sister?
Yes, a bit.
The two of us were inseparable as children. When she was on her deathbed, she begged me to take care of Sachi after she was gone, and so I adopted her child.
Sachi said something like that as well.
At the time, my line of thinking was that Sachi was the reason that my sister's husband had disappeared, and that she had worked herself to death.
None of that is Sachi's fault.
In the back of my mind, I knew the girl was innocent, but I had just lost my beloved sister, and I had no one to blame but her, so I convinced myself that she was responsible. I never told her that I blamed her, but I'm sure she knew it nonetheless, and she soon began to keep her head down, even in the house. After that, there was no conversation between us beyond the bare minimum. ... I behaved like a child. I tried to involve her in my life as little as possible. And she did the same to me. She had just lost her mother, but I was so caught up in my own grief, too selfish to spare even one kind word for her. Thinking back, it is a truly shameful way to have behaved. But once she got to high school, she started coming home with numerous cuts and bruises. It was then that I realized I had neglected my beloved sister's final wish. I knew then that I had let her down.
But if you realize that, why didn't you try to help her?
I did try. I wanted to know what was happening to her, of course, but she only told me that she had fallen, that nothing had happened to her. And now, it's too late for me to help her. But she changed, you know, after she met you. Aw, thank you. I'm good at what I do.
Me?
Yes, at first, I was cautious of you, thinking that you might be the one responsible for her injuries. I'm not. I'm sorry that I was not more amenable the last time we met.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I guess that's why she was so overbearing back then. She does seem less uptight compared to last time. Her stare was so icy then, totally different from how she is now. Although, I suppose she was ready to accuse me of hurting Sachi from the moment she met me.
Ever since the day I first saw you in front of our house, that girl has been smiling more than ever before. She goes back to staring at the ground as soon as she notices me, of course. But still, when I gave her money on the day you two went out, she was the happiest I'd ever seen her. She even thanked me several times. I'd never seen her like that before, and it actually startled me. But her face at that time, delighted as she was nothing less than adorable. That was the first time she had ever asked something of me as well. It made me quite happy, and all of that is thanks to you. Oh, look at me. Not only am I a wonderful person, not only am I strong, rich, I'm mending familial relationships. What can't I do?
So you don't hate Sachi then, I take it?
I do not. I thought I did for a long time, however, and I'm paying for that now.
If you're admitting all this to me now, why not tell it all to Sachi too?
I'm not sure she'd be willing to listen, even if I tried. I'm the source of many bitter memories for her, you know.
I'd think she'd listen. She is grateful to you for taking care of her. She just doesn't want to cause you any trouble. She told me that herself.
But I don't know how I could possibly connect with her after everything I've done.
Mayumi looks away from me, suddenly looking very troubled. She seems fixed on something, and I follow her line of sight to the street corner to see Sachi walking toward us. Her head down once again. Looks like it's time to wrap this up.
Mamoru-kun, please keep everything I've told you a secret from Sachi.
Sachi feels guilty about being a burden on Mayumi, and Mayumi feels guilty about how she treated Sachi. But both of these issues have all but resolved themselves, haven't they? Haven't they? Somehow, even though Sachi has changed, Mayumi's attitude toward her has not. Or at least, Mayumi hasn't let Sachi catch on that it has, and I think Mayumi wants to keep it that way for some reason. Now that I think about it, She must have sent Sachi shopping so she could talk to me alone.
It took you this long to figure that out?
She made a list of things she didn't really need just so she could send Sachi away to buy them. Was she just waiting by the door for us to get here?
Probably.
If that's the case, she must have been planning to talk to me from the start. Mayumi-san, now I think Sachi will tell you herself, but I was planning to take her out with some of my friends this weekend.
Oh my, are you? I shouldn't have anything to worry about if they're your friends, right? Of course I'll let her go.
Thank you. When I talked about it with her, she said she wished she had some nicer clothing. She'd never ask you, of course, but
I see. Mayumi-san, I got what you wanted, but... Huh? Mamoru-senpai, you're still here?
Sachi hands the bag full of things she bought to Mayumi.
I was just having a little chat with your friend, that's all. Sachi, I've got some more shopping to do. Did I get everything you needed? Oh yes, thank you.
There seems to be several items in the plastic bag.
I should hope so. I need you to go down to the store and get one plastic bag.
It looks like Mayumi had her buy a bag of candy, a few pens, that sort of thing. Kind of a strange shopping list. She could have at least tried to make it look more sensible.
I need you to come along, so go change out of your uniform. Huh? Okay. Where are we going? To buy you some clothes. I've got some other things to take care of as well. Now, if you'll excuse us, Mamoru-kun.
Right.
Clothes? For me? Why? Oh, see you tomorrow, Mamoru-senpai.
Yeah, see you. The two of them hurried back into their house, leaving me alone. Time to go home. Maybe she's not quite as clever as I thought. Whatever. We cleared up the misunderstanding between us, and she doesn't seem like a bad person, so it'll be fine. Probably.
Is that it? Oh. Why this? Why this one? So, I don't know how I feel about this one. Oh.
Act 6, Up to One's Eye.
Whew, that was something, all right.